And welcome back to Megaman Legacy Collection Part 3, and we already started with the dramatic intro. Oh yeah, once again there's a big bunch of vicious robots appearing, and apparently they are under Protoman's command. Which is really strange, you know, he's the prototype of Megaman himself. So how would he turn evil? Well, I guess it's time to find out, and it's time to start Megaman Part 5, written by Captain Calm 1992, which was actually the ending times of the NES system itself. But we still face, of course, the 8 robot masters starting from Stone Man, Gravity Man, Crystal Man, Maple Man, Gyro Man, Star Man. That would be something like a cheap WWE wrestler, Wave Man. Oh yeah, audience loves him. And Charge Man. And oh yeah, you mean something like somebody who sticks electricity himself? No, he's the one who charges at you. That man. So, but let's begin and start with the Stone Man. Oh yeah, and he got stoned very much. Oh yeah, he's very stoned. But graphic-wise, the 5th Mega Man game hasn't changed at all. Mega Man can jump, he's blue, yeah, energy things he gathers, weapon energy and health are just the same looking as they were in Mega Man 2, except charge sound is different and the charging bullet is different. And there's that kind of thing that if you take a hit while you're charging the attack, you lose the charge, which is bad, which makes it a bit more difficult to utilize. And of course you can still slide and jump and do all the necessary tricks. And as a new feature, there are these 8 letters hidden in every leveled Robot Master level, which has one of them, and they spell Mega Man, which means 5 of course. And if you get them all, you have something nice bonus, and they're either slightly hidden or doing a slightly difficult jump. That was more the slightly hidden ones. But let's just keep going. Stone Man's level is actually quite a good place to start. It doesn't have anything excessively difficult platforming, but it's actually in the long side of the levels. And it's some sort of mine, like usual. There are water levels, fire levels and all those things. And this is the mine or underground level. Although they tend to fluctuate with mets, which now split into 3 small ones when you shoot them. And mechanical rats and flying thingamajigs. And everything like that. In a sense, there hasn't been much of changes, and why there should be changes from the completely functional method, and even some slowdown when the screen gets... They're handing out 1-ups like candy already. Already I've gained 2, and this ain't even difficult. Although there's very interesting matter about those damage ripples is that when you take hit from enemy... Oh god damn it, they're giving me a lot! When you take hit from the enemy, it usually does way more damage than the enemy's attack does. Although they have upped the damage levels quite a bit in that there's very much more dangerous thing to get hurt. Mega Man isn't so durable anymore, but he's still more than capable of outlasting most of his enemies, or at least normal enemies. About Robot Masters, you will always lose the ramming contest. And here's, of course, the menu screen follows the type of Mega Man 4, but the rush coil, they changed it badly. As in the earlier one, that is to say Mega Man 3 and 4, you had to only use you bring it and jump once to make use of it. Now you have to do it jump twice. You have to call it, jump on it, and then jump again from the rush to get where you want. Oh, there. Probably they upped the rate in which one-ups drop, because they've already dropped 3 or 4 of them. And of course, if you do a little platforming challenge and if you succeed in it, you get a 1-up. Or better say, an E-tank, which is much more useful thing than 1-ups are, at least in my books. Oh, that was a bit of a tricky jump, but it happened. Of course, this platforming challenge itself isn't so bad, knowing as you can just jump right through them. Hello, Eddie. Sorry, Eddie, I'm not interested in that. Give me something better stuff, like E-tank. No, 1-ups, I already gotten them like candy, alright, I'm gluttoned. No, you have one more chance to give me an E-tank. Alright, I lied. Now you have the one last chance. Oh, he gave me even worse stuff. And Stormman's level has these slightly hidden passages which you can shoot and slide through, and they lead to goodies, and only one of them is actually necessary because that hit the letter. And Stormman's level is actually quite long. Nothing excessively complicated, not so much of deadly spikes or difficult platforming, just actually quite long level, which makes it a bit of a tough side. But let's just go beat this man, who has gotten way too stoned for his own good. He should smoke less. Anyway, but he shoots this stone thing running around, jumps around, and when he jumps that big jump, he collapses to a pile of rubble. I guess he wasn't made of such strong stuff. And he jumps around, making him actually quite easy. He looks more intimidating than he actually is, which actually quite applies to quite many Megaman robot masters, in that they look nasty but are not, and vice versa. But of course, taking contact with him does cause quite a lot of damage, so you don't wanna do that. And he fell with nice explosion. A big jump, gathering all the bits and pieces from him, and we leave. The weapon getting screamed is nicely fast this time. We spin around, we know what's the weapon we got. It's the power stone, and it does exactly what he did on him, except they go outwards in a circle, and they are quite tricky weapon to use. And Stormman's weapon is actually weakness of Charge Man, but I am not going to fight against Charge Man. No, I am going to face Gravity Man, who actually looks quite silly, I must say. And of course, when it's a matter of Gravity Man, you can say that if this level would not have some sort of gravity trickery, I would be very disappointed. And I don't have to disappoint. Yes, they are. Here they are the first time. Gravity manipulating things in Megaman games, meaning yes, you can walk on the roof, and yes, you can fall to the pit upwards. And of course, you have to press up and jump to slide, not down and up to slide. But that's just a minor thing, and of course, every one-up bonus and that kind of thing falls down, but you fall up. Meaning there is a bit of trickery involved, but nothing excessively bad. And those spikes are there for show. They are very, very, very small peril. In addition to that gimmick of gravity reversing, Gravity Man's level itself is quite dull. Oh, but it's not dull, it's just nothing really complex or magnificent. Yeah, there are gravity twisting, turnings, enemies, and one-ups and bonuses which you can take whatever way you want, but actually there's, in a sense, that's the only bit of a tricky jump, as you have to do a bit of a trickery, but of course you can use the rush coil to just overcome that problem completely, get the M letter. And as I said, every Robot Master level has one letter. There you demand slightly difficult jumps usually to do. And these things are actually quite nasty in that they... Oh, that's... nothing. So, but this was the Gravity Mass level. It was actually a short one, but it had a nice gimmick. And of course, Gravity Man himself knows his own gimmick. And he has a pattern which he follows. And he likes to ram you with his body, and actually it takes a bit of a timing to manage to hit him while he's coming up and down of the pit, obviously from the roof, but in a sense he ain't excessively hard boss. It's much more tedious than difficult to fight against him. And you have to, luckily he follows quite predictable pattern, meaning you can just ambush him with a good shot, especially from those long range ones. And he is big, so it's much easier to hit him. Which is good, because if it wouldn't, this would be quite a long and grueling battle of attrition. It's still quite attritional battle, but nothing impossible. And Gravity Man is down. Of course he is down. And with this new weapon screen we once again spin around and we gain this utility weapon color of purple. And we got the gravity hold. Actually you better say the gravity throw, or gravity reverse would be a better name. But this was the start of the Megaman 5, and I will see you next time. See ya.